Now that we know who we're selling to, the profile and the persona, and now that we have a good idea of what our product value really is, we know what the features are, the benefits, but more importantly, we're able to provide insight for our customer. Now that we know that who we're selling to and what we're selling, now it's time to kind of establish a process. The process is something that will maintain consistency for you. These are the steps you're going to follow in your selling. Now here's a general sales process. I just want you to use this as an example, and at the end of the day you're going to have to decide how many steps are in your sales process. But allow me to suggest the following. The first step in our sales process should be the point of contact, right? We're going to reach out and make contact. Now this is not a marketing course, so I don't want to get into the marketing and how we're going to contact people. But let's just say whether it's inbound marketing at a networking event or through a friend, you've set up the point of contact. You've talked to the person, and the next step in the sales process, first step being the point of contact, is that we're going to set up our first sit-down meeting. Okay? So point of contact, step one. Meeting, step two. And in that meeting, we're going to talk about certain things. So what we're going to do is present our product, right? Our feature, benefits, insight, our value, and our goal is to close the sale right there at the meeting. That's the most effective way to shorten your sales cycle. But let's say that doesn't work. Let's say you didn't close it, and maybe you didn't close it because something in your presentation during the meeting just didn't go well. We're going to talk about this in the next audio. But for now, let's assume that you had the meeting and the customer just wasn't ready to make a decision. So step three in the process, let me repeat it again, point of contact, step one, meeting, step two, didn't close the deal. So now we have to go to step three. Step three is follow-up. Let's call this the second point of contact, right? We're going to follow up with a call, let's say 2 days later. You decide what that time frame is. I'm just suggesting 2 days. So then we're going to try to follow up again. Step number four is another follow-up. We're going to try to call. Maybe this is a week later. We're going to follow up and try to close the deal. Now, if the person is not responding, we have to make a decision to move on. Okay? Now, that's a hard decision you're going to have to make. You're going to have to determine how many times you want to follow up with the customer. But again, I've known people who just keep following up and following up. But you know what? After a certain point, it becomes insanity. So you have to determine how many times you want to follow up with the customer. So let's go through the process again. Step one, establish your point of contact. Find out where the people are who will buy our product or hanging out, for example, at a networking meeting, through a friend, or inbound marketing, or on social media. Whatever the contact point is, that's our first step. Let's make contact. Step two in the process, let's set up the meeting for a one-on-one chat where we're going to present our product. And again, if we don't close the deal there, we go to step three, which is the follow-up in a couple of days. And again, we're going to say a couple of things, maybe leave a voicemail with some interesting insight, and then follow up again 1 week later. And if they don't respond to those 2 times, well, guess what? Make a decision to do it one more time, or the final step in the sales process is to move on, stop wasting your time, and find somebody, again, who's more likely to say yes than no. This is how you establish a sales process. This will keep you from getting frustrated. Because if you're just guessing at selling, I know I'm repeating myself, you're not going to be successful. So what you need to have is a process. It's almost like a machine. You're going to go to step one, step two, step three, 4, 5, and if they don't buy by step 5, we're moving on to the next one. This will reduce your frustration level, but also keep you moving forward, which is the goal in direct selling. Let's go to the next audio in the series where we're going to talk about what do you say during that meeting? What is your presentation process? Let's talk about that right now.